Welcome to Thursday, the 24th of October. This week's just gone whoosh. Not really sure what happened to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but great to have you with us. Thank you very much for tuning in, and please subscribe if you haven't already done so. That doesn't really cause you any problems. It just really helps my algorithm and means that you will occasionally get some videos recommended from me on your YouTube feed. They said there weren't going to be any floods in Bangkok. Thai PBS World saying river overflows possible in Bangkok and neighbouring provinces until tomorrow. And people living in riverside communities in Bangkok, Samut Prakan, Nonthaburi, Pathum Thani, Samut Sakon, Nakhon Pathom and Samut Songkhram are being advised to brace for flooding caused by a combination of river flows and high tides. And this will be a situation until tomorrow. And compounded by high tides, the department says that there's a possibility that areas of Bangkok which are not protected by flood walls and surrounding provinces may see flooding this week. Meanwhile, the Meteorological Department reports that Tropical Storm Trami is expected to pass across Luzon in the Philippines tomorrow and Friday before making landfall in Vietnam this weekend. Well, not only made landfall, it's actually crossed the island and now heading out into the South China Sea. Let's find out some more. And this all from reliefweb.int. Tropical Cyclone Trami, also known as Christine in the Philippines. And this shows the track from the top of the Philippines into the South China Sea. And it says there at 8 a.m. on Sunday, it should be, well, just to the southeast of Hainan Island. Slightly different from Venture Sky, who has the tropical storm heading from the west coast of Luzon and then sort of doing a loop-de-loop up into the South China Sea, not making landfall at all in Vietnam, whilst still, of course, bringing quite strong winds to the area. We should also note that there's another tropical storm going from the Bay of Bengal towards the coast of India. And right in the middle there, we've got Thailand, which may or may not get weather affected by both those quite large tropical storms. And just a projection from Venture Sky, this goes to next Tuesday, the 29th of October, shows Trami still in the middle of the South China Sea and another tropical storm bearing down on Taiwan. So still plenty of action as we get to the end of the traditional typhoon season in the Northwest Pacific. Let's see what's happening in the Philippines. We check with AlJazeera.com. Thousands evacuated as tropical storm batters Philippines. And officials say that at least 14 people have been killed as the tropical storm Trami flooded villages, inundated rivers and forced tens of thousands of people to flee their homes. And torrential rain has turned streets into rivers, submerged entire villages and buried some vehicles in volcanic sediment set loose by the downpour. At least 32,000 people fled their homes in the northern Philippines. So whether Trami is actually going to make its way across the South China Sea, reach Vietnam and have any effect on the Thai weather, we're yet to see. And acknowledging the support of 5 Star Marine and Beach House Thailand, let's talk tourism tax. Now, this has been something that's been discussed a lot over the past year, even longer, a 300 baht tourism tax. I think the struggle has been trying to figure out exactly how they were going to apply it. This article from the Bangkok Post perhaps gives us a little bit of insight into their thinking. Tourism tax to start with air travel. And collection of the 300 baht travel tax may start with air passengers in the first phase, with the system needing at least 6 months before starting. So it's not happening tomorrow or, according to this article, anytime soon. The ministry is revising details of the program and will submit it for cabinet approval in January, and it's possible collection will start with air passengers, though the tax scheme will need 6 months after cabinet approval to prepare the system before getting started. January, that's up to June, that's up to June next year. It says here tourists can pay via a website or an app that's being developed for the next phase, and it would be similar to South Korea's K-ETA registration system, which requires foreign travellers to register and make an online payment before entering the country. So are they expecting you to pay it online in the 2 or 3 days before you get to Thailand when you're registering your ETA? Or are they expecting you to pay it on the spot? I suppose they'll have different opportunities for people who have got different smartphone capabilities. Maybe some people don't even travel with smartphones. I can't imagine that these days, but there might be some. It's just short on details again. Once the government approves the project, the ministry will start a procurement process to recruit software developers and insurance companies to offer insurance policies for foreign tourists. And the insurance premium for tourists is capped at no more than 60 baht out of the 300 baht collected. So it appears, as was originally suggested, that they would be using some of this tourist tax to provide an insurance policy for the foreigners that haven't actually got any travel insurance. The duration of the protection would be 30 days, saying that 87% of tourists have an average stay of no more than a month, with compensation remaining the same as previous, 1 million baht in the event of death and 500,000 baht in the case of injury. So it is definitely worth dying because you're going to get paid twice as much. But what about those people who are crossing the borders like on a daily basis for trade? And the story says, according to the ministry's study, people who frequently cross borders for trade purposes will not be affected as they can use a border pass to be exempt from the levy. So not really sure if we know much more from that article. It appears they are still trying to make a lot of decisions, but we're probably not going to have to worry about putting our hands in our pocket to the tune of 300 baht into, well into next year. Now, how would you like to buy a Thai island? Not as big as Phuket, but this might suit you. Bangkok Post reporting part of eastern Thai island of Koh Kham for sale at 1.8 billion baht. Okay, so you're going to get part of this particular island in the Gulf of Thailand. It looks pretty enough. A recent post on Facebook made headlines yesterday as they advertised an intention to sell part of Koh Kham together with incomplete resort houses in the eastern province of Trat for 1.8 billion baht. So incomplete resort houses. And the area for sale on the island covers about 10 rai, and the island boasts crystal clear seawater, a clean sand beach stretching about 300 metres, groups of beautiful volcanic rocks. It's about 35 kilometres off mainland Trat and about 1 kilometre from Koh Kham. And the president of the Koh Kham administrative organisation said a restaurateur in Chonburi owned the current land title and the intention to sell it was real. So sure, you've got plenty of questions about that. Why wasn't that resort finished? Can you actually complete the resort and turn it into some sort of resort island? Let's go to exactly where this place is. We go all the way down to Koh Kham, and there offshore is Koh Kham. And we can see the beach area and those resort or unfinished resort rooms in the background. It looks nice enough and looks a very nice place to swim indeed. Or for a nice tidy 1.8 billion baht. Okay, let's just very quickly check what's happening with Icon Group. NationThailand.com reporting rented room used to hide valuable assets of the Icon Group CEO. And the story given additional weight by the fact that they're pointing at these luxury goods. That of course makes it real. Or maybe he's saying, I'll have that one. And the DSI confiscated luxury goods valued at over 40 million baht belonging to the Icon Group CEO. And two of the timepieces, which were Richard Mille Swiss luxury models, are valued at more than 33 million baht. And the DSI raid came after locals informed them that the CEO's supercar was spotted outside the building. And they say it's clear this rented room was rented for hiding assets, not for living, and the DSI will examine all confiscated assets before holding a conference on the investigation today. And the CIB's received complaints from more than 6,000 people now who say they'd been scammed by the direct sales company. So that's the latest on the Icon Group, and as I keep on saying, we are going to hear more about that as we go. Please subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date as the dogs run out and the cats run in. Thanks for dropping in. We'll see you tomorrow.